Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here with me this evening. It is the Dr. Melissa Medicine Woman Show. And tonight we are going to be talking about longevity, living longer, and are there supplements to help you age better? So first of all, let me go through my disclaimer tonight. So this show and all the content are for educational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, to treat, cure, prevent any disease or psychological disorder. A specific physician-patient or patient-pharmacist relationship is necessary before initiating any medical therapies. Please consult your qualified healthcare professional, such as your pharmacist, as myself, or your physician, with your questions about your medical conditions before starting any dietary supplementation, herbal remedies, exercise, or nutrition plans. So we are going to be talking about longevity tonight, and I am bringing you 6 supplements that may help prolong your lifespan. And let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I have been in healthcare for over 26 years. I have over 52,000 clinical hours helping thousands and thousands of patients optimize their health, get rid of unnecessary medications, get down to the root cause of the problem, and actually treat that root cause, eliminate it, get rid of those medications that we don't need. Okay. Now there's a time and a place for Eastern and Western medicine. There's a time and a place for taking those pills. But on the Dr. Melissa Medicine Woman Show, we ask ourselves, is it time to ditch the pills? Give yourself a choice. What is the right thing for you to do? So my physician friends call me a deprescriber because I do eliminate so many of those medications, supplements even, and I am your concierge pharmacist. So we are talking tonight about all those supplements. So there are some things that supplements are just that. They are supplements. They're things that you supplement to your system because you might not be getting enough nourishment from the food that you're eating, things like that. Then we'll talk about on these supplements, we'll talk about some ways that you can receive them through food sources and helping you do that. Now, there's key things that you need to be practicing in order to be living a long, healthy life to begin with. And if you're not practicing these things, then supplementation, you're just going to be throwing your money away because you have to do a combination. So the supplement is in combination with these lifestyle or behavioral changes. And we talk about whole body health. We talk about your mind, your body, your spirit, your mental, your physical, emotional health. It all ties together. And so some things that we need to be doing to improve our longevity, behavioral things. Now, this is according to a very large study back in 2013. Never smoking cigarettes can help you live longer. Maintaining a healthy weight has been proven to help you live longer. Limiting the amount of alcohol that you consume has been proven to help you live longer. Regularly working out, or that movement, as I like to say, can help you live longer. And sleeping at least 7 hours a night or per 24-hour period. That has been shown in studies to help your longevity. Now, we add and we advocate for, and we think of these supplements. We want to take things to help us live longer. So let's look at these supplements. And what happens is if you're not doing these other things, now, if you smoked and you stopped, that's great. You're on the right track. If you now are maintaining a healthy weight, you've lost a lot of weight, that's great. You're on the right track. You're getting enough sleep. You're limiting your alcohol. You're moving. Then adding these supplements can help assist you in living longer. But if you're only wanting to continue your poor quality lifestyle and just add these supplements, what it's like putting premium gasoline into a beat up car that has 3 flat tires. Okay. And so you're not going to get anywhere. So you've got to do both things. So it is that behavioral change as well as the supplements. Now, there is evidence that these supplements can help support your healthy aging, also helping you eat better, work out, take good care of yourself. So we talk about those things, those five things in the study that made a difference. But when we're talking about supplementation and we're talking about longevity and living healthy, watching what we're eating, nourishing our body properly, moving more, getting enough sleep, getting enough water, those are all things for our body. Now, some of these supplements we're going to talk about tonight have been thought to prevent or reverse some biological changes with aging, such as cellular damage, decreased cellular function, DNA mutations has happened, but some of the others, they target specifically systemic inflammation. Now, inflammation is a term that we're starting to hear more and more about. If something is inflamed, okay, then your body is fighting something against it. Okay, inflammation is not normal. Inflammation occurs when your body is fighting something. When you have a headache, your body is throbbing, you have inflammation that causes and creates that pain. Okay, now the inflammation leads to major concerns like heart disease, diabetes, cancer. All of these have been shown that inflammation has led to these conditions. So you want to decrease the inflammation. You want to decrease and reverse those biological changes. You want to prevent that cellular damage. Okay, so as we're looking through these supplements, these are the supplements that are going to do that. They're going to help reduce that inflammation, and they're going to help with guiding us to live a healthier, longer life. Okay. Now, the thing with supplements, I want you to remember, and I talk about this all the time. And so remember that supplementation is not created equal. Supplements are not regulated by any one particular source. When you have a prescription medication or over-the-counter medication, they're regulated. So it has to go through a quality check process. It has to be proven safe and effective, and it has to show safety concerns. Quality checks are in place. There's a lot of steps in the process. Now, supplementation does not have to follow this. And so when we get our supplements, we always want to make sure that we're getting good, high quality supplementation. And things that I look for when I vet out a company, I look to see how they're sourcing their material. I look to see if they're getting a third-party testing. So third-party testing is that an outside source has and tests the actual material, the final compound of what's in there, and they can test to see that it actually has X amount of the active ingredient. And you want somebody who's done that. So you want a company who's vetted out their supplement company that's been vetted out. So you can ask me. I'm happy to recommend certain supplement companies that are good quality supplementation. Most of the time, you're not going to get these off the store shelf. You're not going to get them at your big vitamin stores. You're going to have to special order them through a provider in order to get those good high quality supplementation. And you will want that because I don't want you just throwing your money away. If you're going to spend money on supplements to supplement your food intake, then I want you to spend the money wisely, okay, and get good high quality supplementation. Now, that third party validation means that somebody outside is looking to see what's going on. Now, if it is not being third party tested, they're saying it's being tested, well, there's bias if it's tested internally. So when I test something, so let's talk about cooking. Okay. So you make dinner and you ask your significant other to taste it, and they'll taste it and they'll tell you, okay, well, it needs this or it needs that. You taste it and you think, okay, well, maybe it doesn't need this or it doesn't need that. You're biased, okay, because you're cooking it for yourself. So you can change whatever you need to do. And then you can say, okay, here's the final thing. It's great. Well, you need an outside third party, somebody who does not have any vested interest in that product to test it for quality and safety. That is very, very key. Okay. The other thing that I want you to remember is that you can ask your pharmacist if it's a good quality brand. The other thing, supplementation can interact with other supplements. Supplementation can interact with prescription medications, can interact with over-the-counter medications. So you need to talk to your pharmacist, your healthcare professional, and ask them, what is this new supplement that I'm going to take? Is it going to interfere with any of my medication? I had a client the other day that wanted to know about a particular over-the-counter medication. And she said, oh, well, that's great. You know, I'm very thankful that you looked at all of my medications to make sure that that over-the-counter medication was safe for me, because what she wanted was not safe for her. So I recommended something else for her that was safe with her other medications. So you've got to make sure that you check with your expert pharmacist with when you're adding supplements, when you're adding over-the-counter medications. There's so many things, drug interactions, adverse events, things that happen, and that quality is a huge, huge piece. So making sure that you're getting good quality supplementation. Now, of course, these are things that we add to our already healthy lifestyle plan. So we're moving more, we're drinking enough water, we're eating what nourishes our body. Okay. So I've talked about in the past the Mediterranean diet or Mediterranean lifestyle. Following that is a very good place to start. You're getting not very much meat. You're getting good vegetables, lots of vegetables. You're getting maybe some whole grains. You're getting a little bit of alcohol potentially if you desire, but you're not getting a lot. And it's good, healthy fats. So those are things. Now, if you're not able to get everything consumed in your that's where supplementation comes in. Sometimes our bodies deplete or we're not absorbing things. So sometimes when we get to a certain age, we're not able to absorb the vitamins and minerals from the food that we eat. So let's talk about the first one. The first one tonight we're going to talk about is magnesium. Okay. So magnesium is great for so many things. I've used magnesium to help people with constipation, to help people with aches and pains, headaches, cravings. Most of the population doesn't have enough magnesium in their system. They're not getting enough. Okay. So that is one thing that I would recommend is magnesium. Now, of course, keep in mind, we need to check and make sure that it's not going to interact with anything else that you're taking and that it's good for you. We get you the right dose. We get you the right salt form. We get you a good high quality magnesium. Magnesium can also be found in broccoli, squash, nuts, seeds, and legumes. So that's a great way to get magnesium through your diet, the food that you're consuming. But if you need to take a pill, then that's great. Let's get you a good high quality one and let's make sure that it's not going to interact with anything. You're not going to have any side effects, because there are some side effects to magnesium. And so I want to make sure that you're taking it properly. But there is studies out there that show that magnesium can help prolong your lifespan, just like it can help with those aches and pains. Okay. Now, number 2 is garlic. That's right. I said garlic. So keep those vampires away, right? Now, garlic, that's the thing. If we pop a few cloves of garlic a day, not really high on my priority to go and eat the garlic. But garlic has been shown to reduce your risk of death. Okay, there's a study out there that shows that garlic can do that. Now, garlic can also help reduce your blood pressure. Garlic is also known as an anticoagulant, so it can make your blood thinner, bleed easier. Okay. Now, if that happens, so this is very key. If you're already taking a blood thinner or an anticoagulant, then garlic might not be the right choice for you. Then we have to look at that and see. Now, sometimes we can adjust the dose of it, but that garlic can make those changes for you. So keep in mind, if you're on a blood thinner, you might make sure that whoever you're talking to, who's ever monitoring your blood, your physician, your pharmacist, your nurse, if you're doing your home testing, if you're testing your INR, that they know that you're taking garlic. Now, the thing is, you got to be consistent with it for your INR. But garlic is one of those things that has shown, because of the reduced risk of death, of lowering the blood pressure, it is proven that it shows to increase your longevity. So we want to make sure that we're getting you good garlic. Okay, good garlic. Now, there's certain forms of garlic, like the enteric coated form. It's not very well absorbed. Okay, so we got to make sure that we get you the right form from a good quality source. All right, now the third one is nicotinamide mononucleotide, right? Nicotinamide mononucleotide. Now that is a derivative from vitamin B3, one of the B vitamins. And we know that B vitamins are great for sustaining and helping us with our energy support. But nicotinamide is one that has shown to increase the production that helps repair DNA and cellular energy production. Okay, so these are processes that are in the healthy aging category. Now, there's not a lot of human studies out there on nicotinamide, but there is some animal studies. So there's promise out there. And the promise is in the animal studies, so these are mostly in mice, but it has shown that the nicotinamide supplement can potentially lower the risk of Alzheimer's, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and some other chronic illnesses. So how do you get more nicotinamide in your diet? Well, I'm going to tell you to do it through the food that you eat. The food that you eat: broccoli, cabbage, cucumber, avocado, and edamame. Those are great sources of the nicotinamide. And that nicotinamide is going to help with that cellular energy production, which is going to help with the healthy aging process. Okay. Now, the fourth supplement we're going to discuss tonight is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D has got a host of good things for it. It is good for helping with bone growth. It is good helping with prevention of viruses, a host of other things. Now, vitamin D, a lot of us get our vitamin D from the sunshine, okay? But the sunshine is not always, if those of us who live in the Northern Hemisphere, we don't always get enough sunshine. We're inside a lot. There's cloudy days, there's rainy days, there's snow. We're not getting as much vitamin D as we need. Now, there is a downside. You've got to make sure the amount of vitamin D that you're consuming is the right amount, because you can get too much vitamin D and that can cause a problem as well. So too much vitamin D can put you at risk for bone fractures. That's right. It's got a negative effect. So most of the time, it's anywhere between 1,000 international units to 5,000 international units a day for most people. Well, we want to check and make sure, check your levels, see how much you need, because what you need might not be what your friend Sally needs. Okay. Now, the vitamin D helps with that bone health, immunity. We talked about that. And it also helps with healthy aging because of the fact that it helps reduce some of those virus potential. It helps with that healthy aging. So vitamin D is a very good next source. Now you can get a lot of foods are fortified with vitamin D, like our orange juice, our milks. You'll get vitamin D in some of your plant-based milks. Salmon, swordfish is good sources of vitamin D. So those are things to consider. Now, if you need to take a supplement, make sure it's good, high quality supplementation. and that it's not going to interact with anything, and make sure you don't get too much because we don't want to put you at risk of those bone fractures. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is selenium. So this is number 5. Number 5, selenium. Now, selenium is a trace mineral, and that means that you only need a little bit of it. Okay, you don't need a whole bunch of it. It's not a big vitamin. It's one of those trace minerals. And so you just need a little tiny bit of it. But what it has, it's the studies have shown that it has some antioxidant effects. And antioxidants help to reduce diseases associated with aging. So when you take selenium, it helps you to maintain the right level of selenium. You don't want to get too much. You don't want to have too little. We need just the right amount, because if you have too much, it can be detrimental to your longevity. But to get your selenium, the best way is through fish, eggs, turkey. Those are very, very rich in selenium. Some of your whole grains are rich in selenium as well. Now, you can take selenium by pill. It usually comes in a combination with other trace minerals. And so that's a possibility to do that. Now you have to consider whether or not you need those other minerals or not. So that's one thing to consider, is whether or not you just get the amount from food. Check your levels and make sure that it's the right amount for you. Now, the last one, number 6, is B12. So B12 is found in beef, in liver, chicken, seafood, and eggs. Sometimes there's foods that are fortified with B12, but the B12, now this is very, very key. If you were over 50, your body is not going to absorb the B12 from those foods like it did when you were younger. So as you age, you need to make sure that you might need to take a pill form because you're going to be able to absorb it. Now, there's a way that we make the supplement so that you can absorb it, because that B12 helps with the production of red blood cells, and it helps with the proper maintenance of your central nervous system. So B12, very, very good for you. Just make sure that you're getting absorbed in the right amount. So if you're over 50, you're going to need to take a supplement, because the way that it's taken from the food, your stomach acid is necessary to make sure that it is pulled out from the food and stored in your body correctly. And if you're over 50, that process has changed. So we've talked about 6 supplements tonight that can be beneficial to help you with your aging, to help you age gracefully, healthy. Now, of course, as I prefaced at the beginning, these are things that don't happen by just taking those supplements or eating the food that has the supplements in it. You've got to make sure that you're following those key things: moving more, getting enough sleep, nourishing your body properly with good nutrition, eating the right things, following that Mediterranean style lifestyle diet, sleeping enough water. So those are key things. And mentally, so when we talk about the entire body, you have one life to live. You have one body. And so we want to make sure that you have the healthiest body possible. And so as we talk about this, I have Whole Body Health, which I've talked about in the past, where we help you with your physical, your mental, your spiritual, and emotional health, because it all ties together. Now, we talked about some of these behavioral things, and then we talked about some supplements. Now, they all tie together for you to make you your healthiest you. Now, I do want to pull up this this link for you here, so it's right in front of you so you can see it. Let's see here. So it is it's my website, drmelissabaldizan.com/TV for those of you watching this evening, drmelissabalizan.com/TV. Now I have a special offer just for you watching. Go in and check it out. There's a free thing in there. There's a way for you to book for me, with me, but just for you watching today, make sure you go and get that. Check out the Whole Body Health, because it is going to help you on your process, help you get those steps in place, one step at a time. One step at a time. And then you can add these supplements to help you live longer, live vitality, being playing with those kiddos, playing with the grandkids, out enjoying life, traveling, whatever it is you want to do with your one healthy life. Take care of yourself now and have a super amazing healthy day.